I feel like I'm in a season right now where what I know doesn't serve me anymore, but you haven't learned anything else yet to replace that. My patience, my irritation, all that has been tried. I know something in me has to die.
Beauties and gents, if you don't know, it's Mo TV. Hey, Tierra, what it do? They see me, I can only be me. If I stay true to me, sit back and relax. Matter of fact.
And I was reading the story of, well, I have been basically reminded, or I keep hearing about the story of Lazarus. And I had always heard of the story, but I never read it for myself. And I was about to read it. And the night I was about to read it, the Lord told me to read the story right before it. And the one right before it was the Good Shepherd, and his sheep. And there was a part of that, it's a lot that I'm going to break down when it comes to that. But what I'm referencing right now is like when he was referring to the fact of he has basically multiple flock. And they're going to have to come too. And we're all going to be one. So when I was reading that, I'm over here thinking like, oh, well, there are people that, some people don't like or don't get along with, blah, 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 that he's basically saying we have to be one with. And I'm not even thinking to the fact of like who I don't get along with. It's just more about the fact of like, you got to be able to have a certain heart posture to even be open to make certain decisions or see certain perspectives or move certain ways. And I feel like I'm wrestling with my flesh and my spirit. That's hard. And I don't usually get on here crying, but I keep telling y'all, I feel like he keep telling me to be obedient. That's the only reason I'm recording this video right now, because I'm not in the mood. But I also know I got to be able to release whatever he's trying to kill in me. But I got to be able to face whatever that is. I'm not fighting what he's trying to do. That's not what I'm doing. I just feel like doing it while in a relationship is hard. Because it's not just you anymore. It's not just about how you feel. It's not just what you want to do. I just feel like God is trying me and pushing me to my limits to show me exactly what I'm capable of or what I can do. And it's not like he hasn't done it before. This is just different. He's pushed me before, and I've been shown that I'm capable of more than I thought or was willing. So I know I'm not afraid. It's just uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. And I feel like if I don't face these things now, whether I'm in a relationship or not, I feel like if I don't face what it is that he's been trying to show me for like the past 10 years of my life, then I'm going to be stuck where I am now. And that's not what I want to do. So that's another reason why I'm like, all of this is just me choosing. And I'm just kind of venting this because I know I'm not the only person going through this. You get stuck after a while of shedding and you feel like you don't have anything else left to shed. But he's like, no, take it off. And you're like, what? Take my identity off, my pride, my like, what do you want me to take off? Because it feels like you're trying to strip me bare and make me feel vulnerable to attacks. But it's like, no, you're safe. But it's like when you don't, I don't know. This is a lie. That felt good to say. And I feel like one of these days, like how I always watch my old videos, I'm gonna come back and watch this video and be like, oh, I remember when I was there, and be so grateful that I even faced it or acknowledged it or whatever you want to call it. So I know it's just a part of the journey. It's just, excuse my language, Lord, but he be kicking my ass. Because in moments like this, I can hear him and he'll be telling me, you can know you're not wrong. Or you can know you are valid in how you feel. I'm not just talking about my relationship. I mean, like, there's some things with my friends that I haven't even, like, mentioned to them that I had to process on my own just because I have to deal with how passionately I feel things because not everybody's going to get that. And there'll be times where I'm vocalizing to him how I feel about it. And he will stop me in the midst of it and be like, I'll just tell you what he said today. He was like, when you don't spend time with me, do I get mad at you? Do I ignore you? Do I stop talking to you? Do I withhold my attention? No. So why are you doing it? Because I'm not you, Lord. But yeah, it'd be times like that. And it'd be like, I hope you in there, like you in mine. And it'd be like, based off certain people's actions, you can tell that he's not. So sometimes it just feels unfair. And I've always been told that I had a certain anointing on my life. So I was going to have to endure a certain type of suffering, but his suffering is not me suffering. It's just he gets the glory, and I'm not in pain. It's just I'm dying to the flesh. But I don't like it sometimes. So I know I'm not the only one going through stuff like this. If you actively choose to put him first and try to shed the versions of you that you know you're not supposed to be, then you get it. But I remember I saw a video not too long ago of a girl basically talking about this same topic. It was around the time I was still smoking, and she was basically saying how the things that used to serve her no longer. So she's like, "What do I do now?" And she was making it a bit more comedic, and at the time I was laughing, but now I get it, because it's like you'll try those things and then you be like, I still feel like shit. So it's like, what now? And I'll even find myself sometimes reading the word, and I can't really like focus on it sometimes because of what's going on in my head. Or sometimes he'll position my heart to where I can receive what he's trying to tell me. But today is just kind of one of those days where I had to like, I don't know, I just had to sit silent. Music wasn't working after a while, because after I danced, it's like you still feel how you feel. So now what? I'm not smoking anymore. I kind of just had to get that out in the moment of it being live, because I feel like a lot of people too, I've heard, has this they see me as all holier than thou, and I never get upset. And it's not the fact that I don't get upset, it's just I've worked so hard to have a more positive perspective, because I know who I was, and I know where I came from, and I know how miserable I used to be. So it's like, if perspective is power, I just choose to smile, because shit gonna happen regardless. So I'm grateful for where I am, because I could still be where I was. So, but I want to show this so y'all can see that I'm relatable. This, I'm not done. I'm not finished. We're all growing. But anyway, that was just my real talk rant. I had to get it out live in the moment. You're gonna see another video. Maybe, I don't even know if I'm gonna do my other video on this because of how I'm feeling right now. But that felt good to get out. And sometimes that's all we gotta do is release it in whatever way you need to, whether that's hitting the bag, talking it out to somebody, exercising. Just try not to do what you usually do. Try not to be like me and be stuck on smoking for 10 plus years, or don't run to a drink. Don't go to a pen like I did. I still have my pen, but I need to throw it away. But it's not like I run to it like I used to, but I still hit it. It just don't do what I needed to. So it's like, I end up throwing it away, or throwing it away from me after a while. But I ain't throwing it away yet. So I'm still working. But just, if you really want to grow, try to replace at least the vices first. Because then you'll have to be faced with, all right, what next? So.
Go ahead and like it up and subscribe.